Hello, this is my digital one-day lesson plan analysis and debrief presentation. Here is a quick overview of our lesson plan. The lesson plan is created for a classroom of third graders. The demographics of the class consists of mostly Hispanics from lower income families. Half of the class are English learners as well. This lesson objective is HSS 3.4.4 scholars will be able to understand the three branches of government with an emphasis on local government through diagrams, flashcards, or mind maps with 3 or more tasks. We created a lesson plan to include the co-teaching module of station teaching, with each station focused on a different branch of the government for better understanding. The lesson plan incorporates options for representation by not only focusing on one learning style. Mind maps, flashcards, diagrams, and videos allow auditory learners to hear the information, while visual and kinesthetic learners can use the 3 products to create and see the information for themselves. For our English learners, including images with vocabularies allow the students to connect to what they already know as well. It also allows them to make that image connection to the vocabulary word. The interactive activities of creating picture flashcards and vocabulary flashcards supports inclusivity and gives the students the creative freedom to connect to what they already know. The formative assessments throughout the lesson plan also informs the teacher if the lesson is conveying the information that is meant for the students. The strengths in promoting equity and justice in the lesson plan is that there is no bias in differences of racial, ethnic, gender, and socioeconomic backgrounds. The lesson plan also connects the objective of emphasis on local government to school rules where all the students are familiar with, as they are a part of the school. Also, by having the co-teaching module as station teaching provides a scaffolding of the objectives so that the students are able to focus on one branch at a time instead of learning all 3 branches in just one lesson. Another strength is that the lesson focuses on the students' participation. I believe that there are areas for improvement in the lesson plan, as the lesson plan does not specifically identify social justice issues, rather it speaks on the social justice itself. Also, improvements can be made by including issues of poverty and housing within the community. By connecting and including poverty and housing issues in the lesson plan, this can create an understanding to the community and how each branch can make a difference or have an effect on these areas and how it can affect the students themselves as well. The lesson plan does cover diversity in many areas, but it does lack cultural representation for students. For the class to be the majority of Hispanics, I believe what can be included is if the lesson plan also included the vocabulary of the student's primary language. With no cultural references in the lesson plan, there may be a potential bias that exists, as it may create an environment of power imbalances. For example, for the executive branch, the verbiage may create a negative connotation for the students when they hear that only one person enforces the law. We can create an anti-racist classroom by enforcing diverse voices and representations in the branches. Another example is in Station 2 of the legislative branches. The lesson does include that the students that the legislative branch does consist of chosen individuals, but it does not go into how the individuals are chosen. For the lesson plan to be able to leverage students' full linguistic repertoires, we can encourage the use of students' primary languages in the lesson plan. This could help the students make a better connection to the materials they are learning, and also provide by providing bilingual materials. This can help encourage the learning to continue at home. When the students take home any bilingual materials, it can allow their parents to also understand what they are learning, and the parents may be able to provide more cultural representation and examples for the students so that they may understand the lesson or the information a lot more. The lesson plan does address limited cultural identity in the students' community. This is by connecting the branches of government to the local government. There are questions at each station that includes open dialogue questions to engage the students, and the teachers are to encourage the students to participate in the conversations. I do believe that for a better connection, allowing the students to also speak in primary language can be beneficial as well for the students. And so by making adjustments, the lesson plan can become more personable to the students. The acknowledgement to their social identities as students would then be supported by the acknowledgement of their cultural identities and learning about the three branches of the government.
Created using Powtoon.